Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Bullish on Business, the podcast where we talk to very cool people. And today we have a super cool guy, and that's Tuklor. How you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How you doing today, Rose?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, today on Bullish on Business, this podcast, we're diving deep into the waters of justice, resilience, and community with filmmaker and activist Tuklor Senegal, the visionary behind the powerful new documentary series, A Water Trail, Birth of a Water Protector. This Michigan-rooted story touches my heart so much. I might even tear up during this particular podcast. It spans from the poisoned waters of Flint. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I grew up a few miles outside of Flint, Michigan. My dad worked for GM in Flint, third shift toolmaker. So when this hit the newspaper, it hit me hard. But anyway, let's start this and get this going. So the poisoned waters of Flint, Michigan, I'm sure you all remember those headlines, to the storm-ravaged shores of Puerto Rico during the hurricane, following one woman's journey through environmental collapse, maternal separation, and untimely transformation. Tuklor isn't just telling stories, he's building bridges between art, activism, and enterprise. Through his company, Broken Pencil Pictures, the Sister Tour, a platform for women to lead through storytelling and creative enterprise. We're going to talk about heart, the heart behind the film, the courage it takes to create social change through art, and what it means to turn trauma into purpose. Now, I met Tuklor at Oops in Traverse City, one of the places we go, and we have a lot of fun, don't we?
Absolutely. I love Oops Me. You've done a lot for me.
So tell us a little bit about you as a person. What makes you tick?
Um, well, I'm born and raised Flint, Michigan. The son of a renowned hairstylist, Mary Williams, who deserves all the credit. She's an awesome mom, and I learned a lot from her just being around, and she's a person who was all about helping whoever needed to be helped, if you can help them, however you can help them. And she was very special, was very important in her world, but you wouldn't know that unless you just knew who she was. So I learned to be humble in anything, no matter how successful, and never to forget where you came from. So, uh, born and raised on the north side of Flint, but I was privileged enough to go to private school and to not want from anything as I grew up. But I was in the midst of people who half the neighborhood was coming up short. Some of the neighborhood was okay. A few of the people in the neighborhood was doing pretty good. So I got a well-balanced upbringing. All my friends, just depends on who it was, what type of home I got to see when I went over there to hang out with them. So I think that helped shape me and gave me an appreciation for everything. And then it also taught me a little bit of empathy, which I kind of lost as I got a little older, because I got a little bit rougher, that sword sharpening growing up on that side of town kind of changed a little bit. And I had to have a few things happen in my life that humble me again and get me back to having empathy for people in a way. Some of us know that we are here to do more than what we were doing, and
It's the guy upstairs, right?
I had to accept that. Like I knew the whole time, even like when I just was messing around, because we all have our times when we just mess around and trying to figure out who we are. Even when I was trying to figure out who I was, I knew I was supposed to be doing more than what I was doing. I just wanted to do something else at the time.
Well, you're doing more now. Let's jump into these questions. And what a great background and a great story. And thank God you had a wonderful mother. Mothers are dear. And when you have a cherished and a good one, you're blessed by God.
Absolutely.
So let's roll. So tell me the spark. What was the spark? What was the exact moment or the experience that inspired you to create a water trail, this movie?
Well, Amber, I have to give her credit for the spark, the
Who's
protagonist.
Amber? I know
Okay,
who
right,
Amber
right, right. Amber Hassan, the protagonist in the documentary, who I was blessed to marry. I kind of try to get to that at the end. The
Such
marriage,
a beautiful woman, inside and out,
I
and
have no complaint.
so smart. Oh my gosh.
Yep, I've learned a lot from her. Blows me out the water as far as smarts go. I'm not ashamed to say that. The lady's genius, actually. She downplays it, but she's genius.
She's
But
humble.
Amber, you
She's
know,
approachable, and
absolutely.
she's amazing.
Yeah, she's my mom. You understand? Like I married, someone like my mom who's
Men do that.
very
So
special, but very balanced, very humble, very focused, all for the people, give you the last, like, it's the same thing I was used to growing up with. So I appreciate her. Um, I have to give her the credit without, giving the whole film away, but as she went through, as she was starting to go through this, she started recording herself. And I don't know if she remember telling me this one day, a little bit after she returned back from Puerto Rico, before we went there together. She had because I had shingles, and I was admitted to the hospital at the same time that she had to go and look for DJ. And I know the people don't know what we're talking about all the way, but you have to watch the film to get all the information. So she had to go look for the youngest child, and she said what meant, because I can't recall how she worded it, but it was like she didn't know if she was going to make it back. So she had it to document, she had to leave something. So she was just recording herself on the phone periodically, right? So when she got back and I started seeing these clips, and I knew we were going to go back and try to help who we can help. We were going to do everything we could do for the people because they helped her so much through that time, the Hurricane Maria part. Uh, I was like, I need to document. I need to take my camera and I need to just get what I can get. And it still wasn't like, I'm going to do this series. It wasn't that. It was just like, I need to document all of this. I didn't have anything past that. I just knew I was supposed to document it. So I started documenting it. And what a ride it turned into. And it's still going on. So
wow.
I'm still documenting. So, this thing could turn into a 20-part series. Right now we're just at 7 and we're gonna hold firm right there. But
Oh
she
wow.
sparked it.
That's You're really getting us into this, and we can't wait to watch the film. So it's goes all the way to Puerto Rico, but it has Michigan roots.
Absolutely.
The film connects Flint, Michigan, and Puerto Rico, two places hit hard by environmental devastation. How did those communities shape your storytelling? How did Flint shape your storytelling, and Puerto Rico, shape your storytelling?
Well, both of them, and she says this in the film, both of them shaped in a way to where like Flint was a man-made crisis.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico was an environmental crisis, but they both lacked things from the government. And I learned that we have the power to help each other with whatever we have. We just have to work together, right? And this AMP model of working came about through this whole process to where it pretty much just teaches you like use what you have to do what you can. It's like don't make it more complicated than that. You might just be able to give me a ride to the bus station as I go back to Puerto Rico to there to get to the plane or whatever. But your part was I needed you to take me to the train station, or I needed you to take me. That's your part. That's all you can do right now. And I learned from these things like do what you can do. So we're doing what we can do. It's just so I'm blessed to be able to do a little bit more than I guess you would say the average person, which means I can put this in the film. And I kind of think I got sidetracked a little bit because I started just thinking. So,
That's what we love.
yeah, so much started going in
This
my
is
head when you asked that.
this is all about telling this story, and you're doing a fantastic job of telling this story in two totally different parts of the world, going from Michigan down to an island in the Caribbean Sea.
It was
Um, Unbelievable.
we had to go back, and this is very important to note that she initially went there, what, I think 5 days after Hurricane Maria. And the reason we had to go back is because her and her sister got stuck there 30 days. There was no way to get back.
Oh, wow.
They took care of my wife and her sister so well with nothing. Like, just they would be walking the 5 miles to go take a bath in the lake, and people might be on their porch and they'll holler down there like, "Hey, we got cold water," because that wasn't the thing right now, and they don't know them, but they're letting them know like, "We got some cold water if you haven't
Wow.
had any water in a while." And she kept telling me so many stories. They never walked all the way to a destination because before they get there, somebody's driving by and you don't know these people, but they're just going to pull over and they're going to be like, "Get in, where you going?" So all of these stories, and we were like, we had to go back and we got to do what we can do. I'm like, just go help. I'll go pass our water. Just get some food together, get batteries, just do what we can do. So empathy was learned in a way that wasn't expected.
Right.
You know,
People really were open and their hearts were in in action.
people were more like we naturally are. We're naturally like that. We get taught to be different. We get taught to be selfish.
Mm.
We create the news and media and TV shows and your honorary aunt and your mean uncle, and they're all feeding this information to you because of their experiences. But naturally, watch children. They'll naturally help each other. That's not, the
Mhm.
baby, if one fall, the other one's gonna try to help it. It's natural.
Action.
They're not looking at a color. They're just happy to see with each other and play, and natural. You're taught to be different. So tragedy will get you back.
Totally.
You
Tell
know,
us more about that part. That's huge.
which tragedy? So,
Yeah.
we got a few things. We got that water crisis, right? Then we have the Hurricane Maria, and then we have an aspect of the youngest child coming up. He was with his caretaker in Puerto Rico while we were in Flint working on Amber's album. I also manage Amber, who's an artist, and the sister tour, and we were working on her solo project in my shop in Flint. And Hurricane Maria happened. I don't know. That's part of. I got shingles. Like all of this is the same. Like within days, the hurricane
Mhm.
happened. I get shingles. I get admitted to the hospital, and by then it's maybe like the third day, and we haven't heard from DJ. We can't contact the caretaker. We don't know. We don't know if he's alive or not.
Mm.
And she's like, she's in the hospital next, and she's like, I can't take it. I got to
Mm.
go see if I can find him. And
Mm.
I'm there, tie off drugs. I remember the
Wow.
medication they had me on.
That is a painful
Yeah.
human.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea. That's a rough thing. Like
That's very
they
painful.
automatically admitted me. So I had it pretty bad.
Wow,
And
that's
so
terrible.
she had to go back and she went
And
back.
that's a mother for you. You've got that drive, that
Not.
mama
You have to
bear.
try. You have to try. You would try anything for your child, right?
That's
It
right.
doesn't matter. If you can, if you're able to, you will.
Yeah. She
And
sounds like an amazing woman. And I know her a little bit. I can't wait to get to know her better. And let's talk about the sister tour while we're on to talking about Amber and after the film's events, your protagonist co-founds the sister tour. Tell
Mhm.
us about that. How did this movement grow from the film's story?
Well, she would be much better at explaining this, but Latoya Ruby Frazier, a renowned artist photographer, who was doing an article in Elle magazine about the Flint water crisis and um, was pointed towards Amber and her co founder Shay Cobb. So during this process of Latoya doing this interview, which was wasn't just like a one day thing. I think she stayed months actually following Shay around. So she
Mm.
was around. We got to know Latoya. She wanted to help them as artists do more. And she was seeing how they had to work, and they had children, they had to pick up the children, needed a babysitter sometime, and couldn't go do this show because of this and that, right? So she wanted to be able to help. And it was her who actually came up with the name. I think that might be in this documentary, but it might be in the next one. I can't recall about the footage where you see her saying, like, you guys are doing this, and she was like, and it's something like the sister tour, right? And she was like, I like that name. We were like, that's it kind of just happened naturally, right? So we were able to sell some prints and get some money and help them as artists. And they in turn wanted to do the same thing for other artists in the same way that Latoya done it for them.
Oh, I follow you.
Right. So
Right.
that collective was just like, this is how we got on, or this is how she helped us. And we're, and at the same time, pulled a couple artists with them the very first time. A comedian, Nicole Middleton, Big Juicy, she's hilarious, right?
Mhm.
She got to go to New York with us at Gavin Brown Enterprises for that show. And you will see pieces of it in the first episode, but I think you probably see a lot of it in the second episode, second or third one.
Oh
And
gosh, that's amazing.
so we got to take a couple people, Johannes Wortham, we call him Master Yo, pianist. This guy is, he does a lot of music for Shay, does a couple things with Amber. He is, man, I love this dude. His
Mm.
style, he's just awesome to hear. So we got to bring a couple people with us, and it's this is a regular thing now. So like, say if we came to Oklahoma to do a show, the sister tour, we're not bringing opening acts with us. We want to get people, independent artists from Oklahoma, on the stage with us because this is their town, and we want to pay you. And if you need a babysitter, we want to pay for that, or we just like bring the baby, or like it's that type of thing. And that's from Amber and Shay understanding the struggle of an artist, especially women who sometimes can't do shows just because they don't have a babysitter.
Oh my gosh, this is totally pulling at everyone's heartstrings. I love that you are blending art and activism. You use this filmmaking as a tool, and your gift is filmmaking, and you're making a film for justice and for healing. What responsibilities do artists have in driving social change? Art talks to a different part of our person, not so much our brain, but our soul and our heart. And I think you probably already know that. How does that play out in what you're working on?
Um, I think all artists need to, I would advise artists to research artists, to go back 50 years and study artists. And you will see a trend of people who make theme music for social justice, who do paintings and drawings for social justice, for climate change, just everything that all the things that need to be addressed, artists address. Not all, but you will see that it is a regular thing. And you will see that m- the people that control everything know that that's a powerful medium. That's why they want to control artists, and that's why they try to feed you a crap load of money and then feed you how they want you to do the art.
I know.
Oh, well, we need you to look like this, and we need you to do this, and this is going to sell for the numbers. They don't want you to do what you feel is right for the people. They want you to do what they believe will get numbers and generate funds. The
And they repeat the same,
artists, oh
the
my God,
repeat, the repeat. And it really, as a general person in the world, it's almost insulting to constantly get the
it
same
is.
plot. It's like, okay, I get that plot. Does anybody have a new idea over there?
No, it is. It's extremely
Same
important.
old, same old. And so if give the artists their own canvas so they can do what's
Right.
in their heart. And you're right, so many people in the arts are more connected to some of the issues that are needed. They seem to have, they don't have the blinders on so much. They actually, and that maybe it's the way they're wired because of the art
Experiences.
and
A
experiences.
lot more people go through the same type of things than they want us to know. Like we're more alike than we allowed to know. You know, you have to work to understand that we're more alike than we are different, man.
Mhm.
You know, you're going through the same type of stuff I'm going through. It might just be a little bit different, right? But you're going through that thing, and I'm going through this thing too, right? And artists,
Absolutely.
I want
More than you know.
they want to dictate. They don't want you to be an artist. And sometimes they trick us, they trick the people to want the artist to be a certain way. And I heard someone once say, they were talking about the rapper Tupac, right? And they were like, he's so contradictory. He has this song about Dear Mama, and then he wants to talk about being a thug, something, right? And my response was, hey, that's how he was feeling that day.
Mhm.
You know, he's human. He can just be mad that day and wrote a song about it. That's fine. Because know what he did also? He writes a song about his mom. But when you're stuck on talking about I'm angry all the time and destruction and sell your soul for the money and you know take all your clothes off and it's just like, bro, that's all you got going on? That's really your life. And it's like, no, it's not really your life. You're probably miserable. And I need you just to say that sometime because I'm miserable too. So I need somebody else. I need to know that you're miserable. And what are we going to do about it? And
Right.
why are you miserable? I'm miserable because
Right.
my damn water I can't
Peel that
drink.
onion back.
Yeah, but I have no clean water and it's pissing me off. What? I don't have clean water. You know, now we can start
Right.
working, but you want to throw this money up and you're miserable because you're really from Flint and you got issues going on. Be
Yeah, the bond.
day, but do something about it the next day. You can be let it out, but I need you to give me more than that. Because trust me, you'll catch me on the right day, and I'm gonna be like, this is some BS, and you know, you know, and I'm gonna express how I'm feeling right there, because that's what I can do. But
Mhm.
I need to have balance. Express yourself, but balance it.
That's one of the things that I really love about you and Amber is that you don't sugarcoat the problems. But you find the connection through art, not violence, not some of the things that we see on the news every night.
Mhm.
You're finding the connection and the solution as a team through art, which is way better. So personal connection, how has working on this documentary transformed you, Tuklor, as a person? What do you, as a filmmaker, and just as a human being from your perspective?
This process is I have a slogan now that it's on my website. It's probably been on my website only 5, 6 months now, right? But it says we use filmmaking as a catalyst for social change. And I didn't know that's what I was doing. I learned that this year that that's what I was doing, right? So it taught me like I've always had a passion. Like years ago, my wife was, you know, I'll get calls 3, 4 in the morning, and people are got personal problems, and they're asking me, you know, they ask me for advice, and she was just like, "You probably should just go to school and be, you know, a therapist or something." And I really had thought about that. I was just like, "Nah, no, I'm gonna just do what I'm doing." But you know, my phone stays on, so I've always had it from my mom this passion to help and to do what I can. And this film has taught me that I really love to help where I can help it. It's not I don't have a lot of money. I don't have any money really, but I have a little bit of talent. I know a few people, and if you put all that together, you can make a wave. And
You can.
we
And I
focus.
know every time when you walk in the door of Oops, when we're all sitting there, or I see you walk through the door, the whole room lights up.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You have a way of connecting with
I,
everybody.
yeah, I
I'm
appreciate
old, black, white, purple, green. You,
that's my mom. My mom, she, hey, she showed me like I have a no. Let me give a shout out. This is very important. My artist bug came from a friend of mine, Kieran Kelly. He's a
Oh,
producer. He's low key famous. He's from Flint. We went to school together, and he's white now. In Flint is kind of segregated. So I
mm,
used to catch in elementary school. I used to catch the bus to the white side of town to go over Kieran's house. And the very first time I went over there, their whole house was just instruments, right?
oh,
And
wow.
walked in, and I remember just like, what in the hell? And his dad was just like, what do you want to learn how to play? So
Oh,
the artist bug started right there, and I need to shout them out, right? And you made me think of that when you was like black or white and the color, right? The bug came from my white friend from elementary school who knows how to play everything. He's like Prince. They play all type of instruments, right? Who
mm,
introduced it to me. And then I went from the music and then the writing, and from writing my first script, learned that as I watched the movie being made, sitting on the side, that I had more input. So now I know I need to direct and be more part of it. So that, it just kind of unfolded and unfolded and unfolded. So this thing, I didn't come into it like this. I came into it doing music, and I used to have a studio, and then I would do some ghost writing, and then I wrote a script, and then it was
wow.
like, I need to direct. And now it's like I can do pre to post and I edit and I do so it just kind of unfolded. But it started way back with Kieran, and I just wanted to shout them out when you said the black and white thing.
And that's when you were a
Elementary.
a child.
Yes, a
Oh,
child. Used to
that's
catch the city
amazing.
bus on the other side of town and go hang out with. And I think the violin was the first instrument I picked up because it was just like
Ooh,
drag
that's
off.
sophisticated.
It was the closest thing to me.
That's amazing. Yeah, the violin is beautiful, very beautiful string instrument. So tell me about this Jeff Gibbs panel. You're featuring a post-screening panel with Jeff Gibbs, known for Planet of the Humans and Fahrenheit 11/9. What's the message you hope audience will take away from that discussion? And exactly where will this discussion take place?
This discussions at the dinners after the screening, like we had the screening at the Alluvion, and we had the panel discussion afterwards. Seth Bernard was a part of that one. Jeff reached out to me a while back. I don't know how I'm blessed to have him reach out to me, and I still can't recall how he got wind of me. And we met, and he's originally from Flint, which is weird. And him and Michael Moore, and I was just like, "Are you kidding
And
me?"
me.
And you as well, of
Isn't
course.
that weird?
It's extremely weird. Like it's mind blowing actually. And especially after I met him and then I went back and watched the Planet of the Humans. And I'm a funny style guy when it comes to watch. Like you rather I'm not the best guy, but you can't be just having a crappy film and expect me to be like, yeah, that was nice. And it's like I'm gonna be like, yeah. I'm like, oh, he was working. He did work. He's impressive. I'm trying to be like that. He has a plethora of knowledge, and we've been having coffee. But he's invited Jeff. And I don't want to get too far into this, but he has some things he's dealing with that I'm not. If he didn't show up, it wouldn't surprise me, right? Because he just had a few things that come up that he's dealing with right now. But
Mhm.
you know, he invited me to the house. I haven't gotten to go out there yet. And but I want what I want people to get, and hopefully he'll come and it won't be a problem. But what I want people to get from it is whatever happens, there is no plan. I want
Right.
you to watch it, and then I want you to say or ask whatever afterwards, like they did at the Alluvion.
Nice.
And what the Alluvion did for me was it showed me that it needs to be episodes. It went from being a full feature to three-part episode, then back to being a full feature. Then I cut it down to just this one little pilot, and then I didn't really know what to do. I had so much footage, but the panel discussion afterwards helped me
Mm,
because I got to hear from the people.
mhm.
So they taught me a lot then. And what the people had said was like, we need this in episodes. We need to be able to digest it in small pieces, like 30-minute pieces. Some lady was like, I need to be able to get off work and binge watch this whole thing. So get it together so I can watch from 1 to 7. And I was just like, okay, I understand why they saying that now.
So have you pitched this to any of the streaming platforms?
Oh, yes, one, and not important who, but this is what's important. They being that they're episodes, I was told that I need to at least have two completed to have it on there, right?
Mhm.
So now this is why I'm trying to sooner than I usually would to get the fun. It's like I have like 60, somewhere between 60 and 70% completed. I need to get this funding to be able to complete the second episode. And then I'll take it the same route as this first one through the film festivals and then their platform so we can get them going. It may not even
Well,
go.
we need to get you funded. How much do you
This,
need?
this would be awesome,
How
right?
much money do you need?
So each episode, when you separate them, it's about 21,000 to finish filming and recording and traveling.
Are you accepting sponsorships?
I'm finally to the space in my life where I will accept that and I will accept the help. I used to have an issue with that because my first short was just a few myself and some friends and some people I knew. And that's how I was used to moving. My mom and dad are entrepreneurs. They did their own. It wasn't from funding, it wasn't from grants, it wasn't from business loans. So I never saw it like that.
Yeah.
So Traverse City done a lot for me in that sense. So yes, I'm open to sponsorship. I'm open to, man, I'm trying to network to get these things done. I want to get the things done. So
Do you have a landing page where
I,
and people can donate?
I actually do have a GoFundMe page and you can get to it from the a Water Trail website. I also believe you can get it to it from Broken Pencils, but the water the
Put it in the show notes.
okay. So the Water
Definitely.
Trail
And we'll make
website,
sure that if you're watching this, guys out there, and you want to, I'm sure everything counts. Don't worry about the amount.
absolutely.
You can tell that it's going to go straight to what an amazing cause. And let's pivot a little bit to environmental. You have an entrepreneurial vision. You're not just a filmmaker. You've got an entrepreneurial edge to you. You're a creative entrepreneur. How do you balance art and this whole business of storytelling? How do you make it into a business?
I am still probably like most people who try to balance these things, making mistakes. But the plus of that is that I'm learning from all of it. I'm learning how to do it better the next time. This is why I'm at a space to where I have the GoFundMe page now, where I've pitched a few times, and that's how the first episode got done because I pitched the business and I pitched the documentary, and I won a few funds, and then I had a nonprofit make a donation, and I was able to complete the first episode because I had got like
Fantastic.
right to the end, and it was just like I was using all my money. It's just like I don't have anything else.
Has anybody ever told you that you're too hard on yourself?
I might have heard that once or twice. I
Let
might.
yourself a break. You're doing everything awesome. I can't believe that. We are going to get you promoted. We're going to get some promotion
Let's
through
get it
this.
done.
And the people in this audience, they got big hearts, and so hopefully we'll make an impact. And you have resilience through creation, and the phrase "birth of a water protector," that's so powerful. A water protector. It carries such deep meaning. And what does being a protector look like right now to you?
Well, I think it's worth mentioning that you know, in front of our shop in Flint, we were blessed to meet Moses West, who's an inventor of an atmosphere water generator. And being a water protector, we were able to, before we had that term, we were giving out water in Flint, able to give out like over 26,000 gallons in a few months, uh, free, free. right? And through Latoya Ruby Frazier, we were able to get about 50,000 to move the machine from Texas to Flint in order to able to do that through her and her board members. And that took about 5 days. And we had the funds to do that. And later we learned that these things are things that water protectors do. You know, like Amber coined that later. She was like, and then I learned, I was a water protector because of the things that we were already doing and continue to do. So it's not like a thing that we just like, yeah, that sounds cool. That's what we're going to do. It was like, no, we were living this already years before that term came up, but it fits perfect. So it's, it's a part of who we are, and it's natural for us. We do what feels right.
That's right. That's just very inspiring. So let's talk legacy. If the film could change one thing, one conversation, one mindset, one policy, what would you want that to be?
I want people to understand that. Well, one of the things I wanted to teach and show people that I don't care how poor you are, where you live, where you at. Don't limit yourself. Don't shoot yourself down like you can't do anything, or that so-called thing that you think is so small doesn't mean anything. It's like I'll show you my bank accounts. They don't reflect the stuff I've done and been blessed to do. But it's only because I did what I can do. And in that process, this happened. I met them, and then they did this, and they pulled us, and then they pulled us, and I want the people to learn from this, the ant model. Ants can move this table.
Yep.
Literally, this table will just start moving,
Yeah.
yeah. But that one ant is not at home going, I can't move that damn table, man. It's no use in me. And if he stays at home and everybody does that, then the table won't get moved. But if
Right.
you go there, somebody else might be.
There you did it. It's coming. The tears are coming. What a story. That's amazing. That's
So
so cool.
do what you can.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, do what you can.
God bless you. Oh, so before we wrap it up, I want to just ask you, is there any other messaging that we haven't touched on that you'd like to share with our audience?
I know. This has been well-rounded, and I appreciate everything, and I'm going to do what I usually don't do, and I am asking for help financially to get this thing done.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the
We'll put all that in the show notes. You
that's it.
heard it. And
That's
this is
right.
an amazing cause. We're building community. The thing I think is really important for this podcast, especially knowing that we have a very large viewership in Michigan and Northern Michigan, and we all love the Great Lakes. We all have that connection to water. And let's join this water protection community. Tuklor can be a water protector and Amber can be water protectors. We probably all should join and help protect the water, whether it's in the ground or in the lakes. So I'm inspired by this conversation, and I do appreciate so much and respect deeply what we've got happening at the Danos. It's what, tomorrow night, right?
Uh, Saturday at
Oh,
4.
Saturday night. Okay. Well, you'll get the dates and all the details in the show notes. And with that, thank you so much for joining me today. And
Thank
we will see you. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this information with those that you know and other water protectors out there. With that, have a good one and goodbye, everybody.
you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.